All right, so let's talk about 20 things that you need to know when starting to drive for Uber. Hey everyone, my name is Chris and welcome to the RideShare Guy. Now, driving Uber can be a great way to make money or extra money, depending on what you're looking at, but there are definitely things that you need to know when starting to drive for Uber. And if you've been driving for a little while, maybe there are a couple of things that you didn't realize or that you didn't know, and let's clear them up. So let's go over 20 things right now. So the first thing that you need to know when it comes to driving for Uber is you need to know your costs associated with driving. So you need to know your miles per gallon, how much it's going to cost per mile for you to drive. And then that way it's going to help you know if you're out there making money, actually breaking even, or losing money. Remember, you're using your car. It's using gas, there's wear and tear, oil, maintenance, tires, all of that stuff is going to affect how much it's going to cost for you to drive. Which brings us to number 2, and that is you don't have to accept every single ride. So if a trip that comes in isn't worth it to you, or it's taking you into an area that you may not want to go or end up in, then you don't have to accept that ride. Number 3 is most markets in the Uber platform have something known as upfront fares, which means you're going to see the pickup, the drop off, and also how much you're going to make with a little bit more extra information like distance, time expected, all that good stuff. So you're going to be able to make a more informed decision whether that ride is going to be worth it for you or not. Now, a little bonus tip is once that ride request comes in, you only have 10 seconds in order to say that you would accept or deny, and you may have to figure out some information in between. Now, a little bonus tip on the accept screen or the offer screen is that it only lasts for 10 seconds on the Uber platform. So if you're not paying attention to your phone, if you're driving around and a ride request comes in, it's going to feel like it's a lot quicker. So train your brain to know whether it's going to be worth it for you to take or not. Number 4, Uber is usually the busier platform when it comes to rideshare, but to maximize your potential earnings, you should sign up for multiple platforms. So also make sure you sign up for Lyft as well. And if you want to do something like food delivery or last mile delivery, make sure you sign up for those particular apps as well. And then you could take advantage of all the different apps that are available in your area. Now, just know that rideshare is usually the one that pays more when it comes to rideshare versus food delivery in most circumstances, but not all. Number 5 is you need to have a dash camera whenever driving rideshare. You need it for many different things, whether it's an unruly passenger, whether it's a passenger who files a false complaint against you, whether it is an accident or something for safety. It is necessary. Now, Uber just recently announced that they are going to be able to offer something called Record My Ride using the front-facing camera on your phone in some cities, but not all and most areas. But the problem is that particular phone recording is not going to be able to pick up everything that you may need when it comes to getting a dash camera. So I always recommend have the dash camera because that's just good to have as a backup in the event something does happen. Number 6 is you can multi-app, which means you can be on multiple platforms all at the same time. And that means that if you signed up for Uber, Lyft, Doordash, you could be on all platforms all at the same time. So if one app is slow, you have a greater chance of getting an order or a ride, depending on what service you are providing for that particular time. But don't dirty app, which means don't be using multiple apps when you actually have a ride going on or when you have an order for food going on. Just make sure that you shut off the other apps or go offline when you have an order or a ride coming in. Number 7, when you are on a ride, make sure you hit stop new requests so you won't be getting any new requests coming in, which could be a safety issue or a problem, especially if you're driving and all of a sudden it pops up and it diverts your attention to the phone versus on the road. Another little thing when it comes to that is it makes it seem like you're offline and therefore there would be less available drivers on the road, which could increase surge in your area. And speaking of surge, number 8 is do not chase random surge. Don't chase it. One of the best things you can do when you're starting in a new market or driving at a different time is seeing what trends are available. So take note on the app when you are planning on driving. See what areas are surging on a regular basis, because that's going to be a regular surge. That's something you can predict, and that's something that you can position yourself to be able to take advantage of and get surge on rides instead of trying to chase random surge. One of the problems with chasing random surge popping up is the other drivers that are out on the platform as well too. They're going to see that surge, they're going to drive there, and then it's going to disappear when you get there. It's like trying to chase the end of a rainbow. You can't actually get it. Number 9, as an Uber driver, you are not above the law. You are not above the law in any way. You are still considered a person who is just driving around, which means you have to adhere to all local traffic laws. So when you have an order that is coming in and you go to pick them up, and you realize that your car can only fit 4 people and there's 5 or 6 people trying to get into your car, don't take it, because if there's any problems or any issues, you are the one who will be 100% liable as the driver. Not only that, don't take children without car seats. Again, that's against the law. Don't take unaccompanied minors. It's against terms of service. Now, Uber does have Uber Teen in several markets already, which means anybody from the ages of 13 to 17 are opted in to be able to take Uber Teen rides, and you can either opt in or out of taking teen rides, whether you want to or not. But just note, no unaccompanied minors when it comes to Uber X or anything beyond Uber Teen. Number 10, sign up for everything on the Uber platform. Sign up for RideShare. Sign up for all the parts of RideShare that you can. Sign up for Uber Eats, package delivery, Shop and Pay, everything you can. Why? Because you can always turn off those preferences if you don't want to take it. Maybe there's a time where you don't want to take RideShare and do some sort of shopping or pick up some food or anything like that. Those types of things can all be done within the Uber app. So sign up for everything and then turn off what you don't want to take. And in the event that it's slow or you want to switch it up a little bit, it's all within the app. Now, number 11 is when you're looking at the map and you see those gray clouds with the dollar signs, that does not mean that it is busy now. That means it's going to be busy, or they expect it to be busy, in about an hour. So it's using a predictive algorithm to let you know what it's going to look like in the future, but it does not necessarily reflect reality. So pay attention to that. Don't fall for the gray clouds with the money signs. Make sure you're paying attention to the app when you're driving. So again, you can see where those surge areas are actually happening. And then that way it's going to help you maximize your earnings and position yourself best. And number 12 is when you are planning for your week or month or however you want to go out and drive, however you're planning, make sure you know that the bonuses on the weekend are always usually better than the weekday bonuses. It's not always the case. It also depends on your market and where you drive and all that, but just know that the average weekend is usually busier than the weekdays. Number 13 is that Uber has hidden the surge amounts in some areas. So if you look at your map, you might see either the surge with some dollar signs or you might not. Just know that the real reds and deep purples are going to be the areas with higher surge. Now, number 14 is make sure you subscribe to the RideShare Guy and check out all of our Uber related content so it can help maximize your earnings on the road. Not only that, to stay up to date with the most relevant information when it comes to driving Uber or Lyft, make sure you check out Show Me the Money Club live Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific with myself and my co-host Sergio, where we dive into what's going on in the rideshare community and we talk about some of the changes that you should be watching out for, knowing, and all of that. Not only that, we also have the course here. So if you're a new driver and you're looking to learn more about the app, more about the platform, and maximize your earnings and get a go-ahead against the other drivers in your area, make sure you check out our course. And if you use the link in the description below with the code, you'll be able to get 50% off. Number 15 is you're an independent contractor, which means you need to track all of your miles, your expenses, and also make sure you track your income and then try to subtract out what your expected taxes are going to be and any maintenance you may need for your car. So then that way everything is going to be covered and you won't have to worry or scramble when it comes to trying to pay for car maintenance or your taxes. All right, number 16 is talk less, drive more. And that means when somebody gets in your car, say hello, good morning, how you doing, whatever it might be, let them answer and then take note from them. Are they talkative? Are they talking to you or not? Don't be the person who tries to make conversation with everybody. Try to mirror what your passenger is. It's just gonna make the ride better overall. So if they wanna be quiet and stay quiet, hey, listen to some music and drive. If they wanna talk, then that's cool. They'll talk and you'll know. Number 17 is drive during the times that it's busy or when the bonuses and promotions are being offered. So make sure you take advantage of those bonuses and promotions that may be available in your area, and then just take note of when it's busy. And that's gonna be the best time for you to maximize the earnings instead of sitting there waiting for a ride to come in. All right, now number 18, which is very important. And this comes dealing with lost items. Nobody wants to return lost items because it's a hassle trying to get a hold of the passenger, try to work it out. It can just be a pain. Plus, the distance could be really great compared to where you drop them off and where you're located. There could be a great distance. And again, it's just not a hassle that you want. So when the ride is coming to an end and you pulled over and they're getting out of the car, make sure you take a peek behind, look at the floor, look at the back seat, see if the passenger or passengers left anything. If they did, let them know right then and there. That way you don't even have to worry about a lost item. Number 19 is become familiar with the Uber app. It's a pretty complex app. There's a lot to it, and becoming familiar with it is going to save a lot of headache when you're trying to find something. So say you need to make a report, or say you need to update your documents or your vehicle information or your area preferences when it comes to what you want to drive and all that. There's a lot of things within the app, so become familiar with it. And stay tuned for a full in-depth Uber driver tutorial app breakdown right here on the RideShare Guy coming real soon. Number 20, if you want to be a better driver, become a passenger. See what it's like from a passenger's perspective and how you can improve as a driver. Now that is 20 tips for being an Uber driver and things that you need to know. Now, if you'd like to know 40 more things on what you need to know as an Uber and Lyft driver, make sure you check out this video right here. Again, make sure you subscribe if you're not already, and drive safe, be smart, and we'll see you next time.